Hello and welcome guys to our YouTube channel Blazing Football. Today I'm Kailash Chaturvedi, joined by a broken-hearted Chelsea fan, Shiv Saran. Hi Shiv.
Hello.
So sum up your feelings in one word.
There's actually no single word to put this in. I don't know. I had a lot of feelings before the match. I thought we could actually pull out the 3 points very easily. I never thought actually West Ham would give us such a hard time. I was doubtful. I mean, I was only thinking about Declan Rice and Fabianski pulling out amazing performances. But I mean, Antonio came from somewhere and scored goals. I think I don't like our set pieces were so bad. I have so much of uh, bad comments for Chelsea because that's how bad our defense played. Our defense was super leaky. We didn't know how to defend set pieces, and I don't know why we are going all out and buying Kai Havertz out of nowhere. Like I don't think that is even a move to do at this point of time. Like we are trying for Kai Havertz very seriously, but we are not focusing on Ben Chilwell or Alex Telles or someone like that, a defender who can command the defend line. I
I did you see the Leicester Everton match yesterday?
No, I did not.
So you were telling me that you want to buy Ben Chilwell, but I saw yesterday Everton versus Leicester City's match. What I made out of Ben Chilwell is he's not someone who can you rely for defense. He's like Trent Alexander-Arnold or Robertson. Like attacking wise, he's too good, but his defense quality, like you can say Aaron Van Bissaka. His defense
Understandable,
is,
but you see,
I'll
look
say
at our left back. Look
at
at
the
our left back.
moment, but
Look,
Alonso performed in many occasions this season, so he's not someone to be blamed.
I accept that this match, like I'm not telling that Chelsea have been performing very bad for the current entire season and all. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
they have performed.
West Ham match I'm talking about, and I was seriously not happy with the performance what Chelsea did because.
So according to you, what went wrong? Lampard's tactics or his starting lineup, or what went wrong for Lampard?
I think his starting lineup probably for me was a little wrong for me because I think Abraham shouldn't have started.
Yeah.
Because see, I understand that Tammy has been a very good goal scorer for Chelsea. He's literally been a powerhouse for Chelsea all day long. But yesterday's match, he couldn't control a ball. He couldn't pass a ball. He couldn't cross a ball. He couldn't do anything with the ball. He literally, Giroud at least was a presence in the box. Tammy did nothing yesterday. Like seriously, I was, I was very disappointed with Tammy. I thought at least he'll come in and since he's from the youth squad, I thought he will power up Chelsea, motivate Chelsea. Nothing at all. And actually, I think Chelsea, as a Chelsea fan, I think there's only one formula that I have to start following from now. Just Pulisic and pray, because seriously, that is the only guy who literally performed, who literally dribbled, who literally passed, who did something in the field. And Willian was also okay yesterday, and at least he had an intent to score.
I guess Willian going to the other team, maybe it can be United or some other league or somewhere, it is a loss for you because he performed against Spurs. He has scored goals whenever you needed.
I agree totally, but I think since we have incomings of...
Okay. Yes, you can say Ziyech and Timo Werner are... Yes, I will also agree that they are next level, but they will need one season to settle in.
Yeah,
and
agreed,
you cannot
totally
really blame Timo Werner if he does not score. So,
agreed, but I think
after you, yeah.
Willian, I think I am not telling that Willian is a bad player and all. He stepped up in situations, I accept, but I'm not telling he's a great player either. If you see, actually, yesterday, except the goals he scored and about a few dribbles, he was not that good. Pulisic was good. I think no one else. I mean, Kante was okay. I think no one else even was into the match. After 1-0, we were down itself. We were like, meaning when the goal got disallowed, after that our confidence shot down very badly, and I was like disappointed with what this Chelsea has become.
So
I don't know.
let's do the player ratings.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
starting from Kepa Arrizabalaga.
yeah, Kepa. To be honest, I think he didn't have much to do. He could have saved 2-3, I guess. Uh, Saved a little. I accept that he's not.
Yeah.
He didn't have much of a job to do because our defense was so leaky, and Kepa was not to be blamed yesterday. To be honest, the reason
Yeah,
why
but yes, one thing I've seen from Kepa is he he tries to be that one guy who wants to command defense, but the defense
yes,
is not listening to him.
yes, agreed.
Like it's not his
Uh,
fault also.
Agreed.
Like Azpilicueta is a bigger figure in your team than Kepa, so obviously he should not listen. But yeah, it's
No, it is not
Kepa
about not
performed.
listening
I
because
guess he performed decent.
Kepa, I think I'll give him, a 5. I guess that's all. I guess that's enough.
Okay.
And so
So
I guess I'll go with defenders now. I'll start with
yeah,
Alonso. I guess
yeah,
Alonso is absolutely nothing in the defense. He didn't cross properly. He didn't receive balls properly. I don't know what he was doing yesterday. Like every cross he gave was even like deflected from a West Ham defender. I don't
was it the result of the Leicester City win that you had before this match?
Leicester City. Alonso didn't play. Emerson played. So
Tiredness.
like he rested. Alonso rested and then
No, but the tiredness amongst the players, like
yeah. See the
Lampard.
tiredness. I
Now
accept.
everyone is saying that Chelsea are the third team that are permanent in top four, and Leicester can move out, and Manu will enter. This is what people are predicting. So Chelsea players have this kind of mindset now. By now they might be having, we are top qualifying for top four. Now we cannot go and win the Premier League. That's for sure. You cannot go and win it right now.
See. Yeah, I
So
agree. I agree.
the
But
lack of motivation, I'll say,
exactly. I
and
see. The thing is, Lampard. I think as a manager, I have to applaud him in every way because he's been brutally honest in every press conference he talks. He just spits out the truth and tells, yeah, this is not good. This is good. That is all. Like he just blatantly never supports his players. If the play is not good, it is not good. Even when he played with Leicester and won in the FA Cup, he was not happy with the performance because we played very bad with Leicester. It's just that Leicester played worse than us, and that's why we got the win. We played the same way with West Ham, and West Ham, easily counterattacked and won. So, like Alonso, for player rating, I think I would give him 3.
okay.
Rudiger.
Coming to centre backs, Rudiger.
Rudiger. I think he's been the most worst player on the field. I think he was so sloppy in defense. He did nothing. He couldn't even keep up with Antonio's pace. He couldn't. Yarmolenko, the third goal. Yarmolenko is a left-footed guy. Rudiger knew it, obviously. He then slid right because I don't know for what reason he thought Yarmolenko was going to shoot with his right leg, which is his weak foot. And the goal is also in the left-hand side. I don't even know what Rudiger's thought process was. I think Rudiger was absolute shit yesterday. And
So with Rudiger, what I think make out of him is he's a guy on his day he'll be the beast. Like no one can get past him on his day, but he's not consistent
Exactly.
enough for your team.
See, Rudiger's days, there are days where I think I applaud Rudiger a lot, and I tell that he's a very good defender. He can command and all, but those days come very, very, very rarely. Very rarely. And I think I'm also a Germany fan. Okay, so when people ask me who is Germany's defense, I sometimes tell Rudiger, but I think after this, nope, no chance, because he was so sloppy, he was so bad. I don't even know what was his mind process. I think I'll give him a 1. I think that is itself too much for Rudiger. 1 is too much for Rudiger because he cost us the match. Not happy with him. The next centre back is Christensen.
Okay.
Christensen, I think, should learn a word in English called consistency. because he's consistent in one match, not consistent in second match. Third match, yes. Fourth match, no. I think he's been so wavering. He like last match against Man City, he was
So
brutal.
I guess this is what happened with Chelsea. All the defense in one day suddenly they became inconsistent.
Exactly, like
Like even if three defenders have a good day, recording stuff. So what is this in the concept of football is when you have three defenders, in the back four, three defenders are having a bad day. One guy can afford a good day. One guy can afford to have a bad day, and still defense can leak one or two goals, maybe with his
yes,
mistake. But
yes,
with a good manager like Lampard, he could have came in and changed Rudiger. Like you're not having a
exactly. I
good day,
don't know
just go out
because
and.
Leicester
But
match
yesterday
Zuma
was the
was top
day
class.
where
Leicester match
yesterday
Zuma was
all the
top
back
class.
four one. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Like Leicester match, Zuma was top class, and I don't like. I think like as I'll come back. I'll come to Aspilicueta, but Christensen. I'll finish Christensen right now. I guess Christensen should learn the word consistency. I guess I don't know what is going on with him. Man City match, he was absolutely brutal, and now he's just I don't know what he's doing. He's just walking around the pitch, the D in his own half. I don't know what he's doing. So I'll give Christensen a 3 because he was better than Rudiger, definitely, and better than like among the four. I think Christensen was better. And next, I think our captain Aspilicueta. See, this Aspilicueta is a tiny person. Okay, he must understand that. I don't know if he thought that he was some huge person, 6 feet, 7 feet tall. He was tiny. And when during set pieces, I think Rudiger must step up there and block the tall people. Aspilicueta,
Yeah.
being the tiny person he is, he's blocking 6 feet per people or 6.5, whatever. He's just so short and he's blocking two people like this, and all. And referee is calling out a foul because he's so short.
Yesterday, I guess Chelsea's defense got exposed to the set pieces.
Yes.
Because and even after one goal got disallowed.
See,
even at the
like,
end, when Antonio was taking the ball, I guess Antonio was taking for the last goal. Defender could have done something good, and this is where Ramos, Van Dijk stand out because they come and defend.
Exactly. See, also, like I think I have to appreciate Willian here because the trace back Willian does is actually amazing. Like our four defenders will just be standing around and roaming around, and Willian has to trace back from the right wing and come and defend.
Yeah.
And see, Aspilicueta is a captain. He should act as a captain.
That's why Willian is called as Mourinho's man because he comes back and defends.
Exactly. Yeah. Aspilicueta, I guess I think I'll give him 3. I guess I just give him a 3. I guess.
Kante.
I think one of the few players who actually played their original game, and I think that is the reason why
Kante, he's like. For me, he's like Luka Modric. Like he won't stand out in the game. He will in some few games, but in every game for him is so decent that you cannot blame him for anything.
Exactly, because he'll do his part well. He will never make any meaning. He will make mistakes, obviously, but not a lot of mistakes like Rudiger, Alonso, or something like that. So he's a player who played decently well. I think I would like Kante. I think I would give him a 6. But I think a very, very important thing here is that Chelsea should stop playing 4-3-3 and start 4-2-3-1 because it is not proper for Kante and Kovacic-like players to play a 4-3-3 formation. A number 10 role is, a number 5 role, a number 5 role is only okay for Jorginho, not for Kante. You cannot tell Kante to orchestrate the entire field. Jorginho is a player who can do it. If you can play 4-3-3 without Kante and inside Jorginho, the match would have been definitely different. Chelsea should stop playing 4-3-3 with Kante inside.
Yeah, this may be a sign that we saw Kante perform well under Sarri also. So Lampard is also thinking of adjusting Kante because he'll perform anywhere you had to play for them.
Basically 4-3-3, we played a little holding we played. We didn't play full offensive and all. We played holding only. With Sarri, we played offensive, very, very offensive. And that is the difference between Lampard and Sarri. And with Abraham inside, I don't think with Abraham you can play a holding 4-3-3. We will have to attack. Coming back to Kante, I will give him actually a 7 actually, because he was decently good. I am actually being very liberal with the ratings. Kovacic. He was doing all funny touches. He was doing all skills during the match, and I think that is not a big thing. And I think if he can do it, he can do it. But I think he's not been a huge, a boost for the players. He's been okay. He didn't stand out, and he didn't, stand in either. He was just, the interception he did in the first half and all was amazingly good. But as overall performance, I would say it is bad. So I think I'll give Kovacic a 5. I think that would be more than enough for Kovacic. And coming back to our third midfielder, who is Ross Barkley, the man who went invincible. I don't know where he was the entire time. I think we were
Ross Barkley. The thing is same with Ross Barkley. In his mindset, he must be like, "Oh, I went and scored a goal against Leicester City. Because of me, my team won." And this is a West Ham United who are about to get relegated.
Exactly.
Actually, you
Ross Barkley,
West Ham to survive relegation. I don't know what. Personally want West Ham to get relegated. Like the amount of happiness from inside that we'll get. But
see,
who knows?
Ross Barkley, I don't know what he did yesterday. The amount of selfishness he has is too much. Okay, he must stop being selfish and start passing the ball first and foremost. I think Ross Barkley is like inside the 4-3-3. He's the most selfish player. I don't know what. Like I don't know why he likes to have the ball with himself. Even if 5 players come and press him. And
how much will you rate him?
I think Barkley will be a 3.
You're very lenient in rating.
Yes, I'm very lenient.
Okay, coming to front 3.
Okay, so I'll start with Pulisic, because I think he's been my favorite player, and he's been performing consistently. Because the word Christensen should learn from Pulisic is consistent, because that is how a player should play. And there are also injury rumors that Pulisic will not play and all, but he played perfectly well. He played amazingly well. I'm happy with Pulisic. I think I'll give him an 8 or something like that. 8 for Pulisic.
Coming to the left, right wing, Willian. Yes, Willian.
So Willian, other than the 2 goals he scored, I don't think he was amazing and all. But since he had the intent to score at least, unlike the other players who are just passing behind and just passing within themselves, at least Willian had the intent to score, cross and all. So I think I'll give Willian a 6 or a 7. I'll give Willian a 6, to be honest. I don't think, I'll give him a 7 actually. He's been okay. I'll give Willian a 7. I'm being very lenient. I itself know. Tammy Abraham. I think he's been the most disappointing player on the field yesterday. I never expected this from Tammy Abraham.
I guess since lockdown, he has not performed to his standards.
No, he hasn't played a lot. Giroud started for the entire amount of time.
Yeah,
and Tammy, whenever he just came for 10 minutes.
Substitution. Yeah, and also I think so. This may be because of the mentality that Timo Werner is coming. I'm not sure, but he can have mentality that maybe I won't be the same guy.
There may be a lot of possibilities
whenever they need goals.
There may be a lot of possibilities, but the performance he did yesterday was totally unacceptable. I'm giving Tammy Abraham a 3. I don't think he's not more worth than that. I think 3 is more than enough. So,
but we are trolling Chelsea, but we should also praise West Ham and David Moyes for whatever they did. Antonio, personally, if you ask me who's the best player in West Ham, I'll never say Rice or anyone. I'll say Antonio, because ask any Spurs fan, we are scared of Antonio because the thing he does, like he's this built-up guy and he comes on the defenders, and he's a really good player.
And Chelsea letting him counter-attack and not marking him. I don't know. Chelsea must learn set pieces first of all. I don't know what is wrong with the defense yesterday. What was wrong with the defense yesterday?
And about that we'll talk about the last topic and then we'll close up. So
Mm.
about that controversial offside goal of Antonio, I guess his head was. So what do you make of that?
To be honest, actually, I think personally for me that was definitely a goal, because see,
Yeah,
he was lying down. Okay, it was not his intent
yeah,
to stay offside and block. He was not blocking Kepa's view. He was not blocking
yeah.
any defender's view. He was not in the way also of anyone. He fell down during a corner kick and or whatever. He
Goal,
fell down,
goal got scored.
and when Antonio scored, the ball hit him because he was down. That is all there is. And
Yeah.
even being a Chelsea fan, and I have to accept that it was definitely a goal. I don't know what we are thought about it that time. His head was offside or something like that. I don't know the sheer rule of VAR also on what
But
criteria must be
this
followed.
is what was discussed, I guess, for Bruno's goal. That day Bruno scored. It was a very controversial goal, Bruno's goal also, and people are saying if that can stand as a goal, then this should also.
To
So
be honest,
yeah, thank you so much. Yeah,
yeah. So
so
I
thank
guess
you so much, guys, for listening. Please subscribe, like, share to our YouTube channel. Thank you, Shiv Charan, for your precious reactions. Um, and yes, thank you.